Are you there, Sheila?
Yes, I'm here.
We're going to share about the shift. Maybe you can start by taking off this boat by maybe sharing with us what your own perspective of what the shift is. Yes.
So when for me, I realized that there can be a change in the atmosphere, you know. Um, you find that there's a lifting that has occurred, or like there's actually just a change that has occurred in your life in different aspects. And personally, what I have experienced is that the environment is just not the same. And when I say the environment, it's not just physically, but you can tell that even spiritually, there's something different that has gone on, um, or that has happened. And so I have realized that when this happens, a lot changes in you, and a lot changes around you. And so for me, I was just like, there's something that is different. Yeah. And I could not really tell, but I knew it's like the way a woman is due to give birth. This is what I can actually equate it to. That a woman is about to give birth, and the pains in her or her body begins to really just respond in kind to the season that she's in. And you realize that everything around you, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and also physically, just begins to draw you to this place. For as long as you're in alignment, you begin to like really just get drawn, you get pulled, you get sucked into this next level. And everything around you, by the way, everything around you, maybe it's also because then as an individual you are at another level of consciousness, or you're alert, or you're keenly aware. You realize that you're just moving or morphing into this other level of existence that is, if you're not careful, you find that you are caught unawares. Why are you caught unawares? You're caught unawares because what has been norm to you ceases to be norm. What has been comfortable for you ceases to be comfortable. And then you just lose, like, if it's this zeal or drive or desire, or just that which you are. And the next thing is that not only do you lose, but you also, it's like a lot of stuff that is dark. I was telling someone yesterday, the season has shifted, and it's like, like the way you see wine, and then you have dredge, they're called dredge, those, like the substance that is deep within you, and that which is in you comes to form. So uh, that which is in you comes to fore. It's like it's like it's like this, it's like God or the source or divine intelligence desires you, takes you into this path where you have to deal with some of these things that are in you, some of these things that are of you, and it's very necessary towards your next path. So you lose that fervency, or you lose that taste, or you lose that connection, or just these things just kind of like fall away from you. But apart from that, you also become more consciously aware of yourself, and you realize that then there's a higher demand of you. And in the level, or in the, can I say, a dimension that you are in, that requires you to do the work. So there's a lot of doing of the work within, doing a lot of work. And also the people that I've been working with in this season, it has been like that you realize that there's a lot of demand mentally, a lot of demand emotionally, and really just having people then, and the more people put in more effort, as much as it might look like it's a difficult season, it's also a very easy season, because the minute you expose, or you allow that, those different aspects to come to fore, and the minute you deal with them, there's such an ease, there's such an ability, there is such a power or a force that is so abundant for you to be able to draw in. I was telling somebody, you need to draw in, and then as you're drawing in, then you like minister to you, or you like deal with you, or you like work on you. And even as you're doing that, the more you bring in the light, the more you bring in, you agree, or you come into terms with that which you need to be able to deal with, the easier and speed and faster it is of you. It's kind of like there's just a quick such a speediness in this season. It's like things are just moving fast, 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 fast. And even when it comes, for as long as you take that step, then you realize that that which, it actually just sucks you in. I don't even know how to say it. I hope I'm making sense. But it's like you feel yourself you feel yourself like running towards something. And then at some point you're not just running towards it, or you are struggling. At some point you are struggling. And then once you're struggling, then there's a release that happens, and then now you're running. And not only are you running, but you realize that that which you are running to sucks you into it. That's what I would be able to define. So the shift for me is a moving from one level, from one dimension to another, in terms of the different aspects of who you are. Whether it's spiritually, I can transition now. I can transition so easily and connect in the spirit so easily, without having to struggle, without too many theatrics, without, I can be able to also so consciously tap, even mentally, the thoughts, emotions. I can be able to just go deep within, deal with whatever is there, get it out, and then move on. And it's just amazing what is going on. So for me, I would break ground, or rather, I would I would take off by
Yes, thank
sharing that.
you.
I'm done.
Thank you, Sheila. Thank you. Gikonyo, can you share with us your perspective about the shift? Mwagi.
Mwagi. Yes, yes. I think Sheila has put it pretty well. And there is a realness to life now, if I may put it that way. There's an authenticity that one can now step with, yeah. Because like for me, from my perspective, it's like, okay, kumbe, this thing I've been thinking is not fake, is not imagination. I'm not crazy. So it has been It has been a journey of a lot of, I would say, validation or boxes being ticked, and yeah, and I mean gratitude for that.
Thank you, Gikonyo. Thank you very much, my brother. Caro Kitonga, karibu. Mukecha, welcome. Today we were discussing about the shift, which is the current season which we are in. So we were just trying to pick from one another on their perspective of what the shift is. So, Sister Carol, maybe you can give us one or two words, as usual, of wisdom.
Thank you, Sally. How is everyone? I pray that you had an amazing day. I'm sorry I missed the opening of what Sheila was sharing, but I will follow through when I listen on the YouTube channel later. So I'm here to learn and have more understanding. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Carol. Mugecha, is he or he vacated before I reached him? Okay. For me, this is what this is how maybe I can, this is my perspective. I can say that a shift is moving from one level to another in the whole process of evolution. Like when you evolve, when today you know this is a bicycle, tomorrow you know that is you realize something else, like this is a car. It's a shift, because even your state of consciousness shifts from the level which was yesterday and the level which is to be. That is how I will give us my perspective about what the shift is. And this shift, which particularly which we are embarking to seek and understand about, is the shift which is the like religious people will take it like the end of that, and moving from this world going to heaven, and those who are judged going to hell. And for other people who are in spirituality, will take it to be ascension to the negative and positive, which is the fourth and fifth density. This is what we are going to speak about, the shift. Because as many people are in this work of seeking, they are not aware that the current times which we are in we are actually in that like the middle point of leaving the third density and enter, like one leg is in third density, another leg is in fourth density. The shift has already started. The shift is occurring. The harvest, that which is called the harvest, is already ongoing. It is already ongoing. It has started and the split has started. But many people, or many of us who are in this, we could be in a religious walk, we could be in a spiritual walk, we haven't discerned that the shift has already started. The split has already started. To understand this, the whole thing of shifting from one density to another, Like, let us take first the 7 energy centers. And let us take these 7 energy centers and take each one of them to be a density. Like the lowest one is the first density, the second one is the going up to the 7th density. Where we are right now in the 3rd density. Where we are in the 3rd density, we are at that energy point which is called the solar plexus. Solar plexus is this I don't know Sheila, what do we call the solar plexus in another language? Sheila.
Go ahead. Ama,
Kwa?
nigani yuko
Solar
juu
plexus.
ama
Solar plexus is below the heart. It is the
Mwangi, what did you
belly
say?
button. The
Mwangi said
belly
something.
button.
Oh, the belly button.
Yes. So I was saying that the 3rd density is the 3rd energy level, which is the solar plexus. Where we are moving right now, we are moving to the heart energy center, which is the center of love. Heart is the center of love. So this is how to understand where we are by just putting it in that in those energy centers, and even we can try even putting it even in the 7 days of creation, and you'll see it's going level by level, because all the 7 energy centers are the 7 days of creations, and all other 7s which are in the religious books. If you go take a look at them, you see that they have some relating patterns, each and every aspect. So how do we participate, or how do we accelerate this whole process of the shift? Because the shift is collective, and at the same time is per individual soul. So there are ways we can accelerate the shift. There are ways we can participate in the shift, so that we become among those who will have graduated to the next density. So this is a discussion. We are going to, everyone is going to speak. I said I gave it a guideline. 3rd day. Yeah? Yes, Mwangi.
Yes. I think the easiest one is because now we are perceiving things we've not perceived before. So sharing is good, and also maybe meditations, like synchronized meditation, so that we can actually now be able to perceive the peace of God in each other, so to speak, or rather in spirit, or rather the oneness, the bit of oneness, to make it more intentional, like-minded people. And yeah.
Yes. You know, one thing, there is something, this moving to the 4th density. First of all, 4th density is a density of love and unity. This is one thing people should know. It is a density of oneness, that is unity, and love. So to tap to this fourth density, so that you reach that state, that which you can proclaim that I am in this world, but not of this world, we have to start participating in the energy of that fourth, the density which we are moving or which we are shifting to. The fourth density is the density of love and unity. In order to tap to that, to be in that vibration of that density, so that you can start perceiving the reality of that density while you are still in this third density, is first to be the same vibration or vibrations of that density. Now, if we say it is a density of love and unity, therefore it means that we have at all costs to be participants, in that heaven while we're still here. The third density, actually, last time we were talking, there was another topic we were discussing about, and we spoke about that their third density is like the density where the negative energy is the gatekeeper. Because even if we just analyze the densities, a lot of things are happening in third density. In first density, which is the density of elements, fire, elements, minerals. The second density, which is density of plants and animals. These densities which are below here, they do not reside with negative emotional energies. Plants and animals, they do not have negative emotional energies. An animal can attack someone or something else after it has been taught or after being instructed by man. So these first two densities, they do not work with fear, because fear is the first root cause of all negative emotional energies. Everything comes from fear. So the first two densities, they do not work with fear. It is in third density. And then from fourth density moving up, the fourth density which we are going to, moving up, the same thing does not exist there. So everything exists here in this third density, where everything, in order for life to go on, fear must always take precedence. The third densities. The first and second densities, they have not even split themselves into groups of religions and beliefs. It is in third density. It is not there from fourth density. So this is actually that one which is called the valley of death. The valley of death is third density. That this is where all the negative energies, all the negative entities have authority, and they are the keepers of this density. Getting out of this density is not easy as many people have perceived to be. It's not easy. It's not going to be easy because this is the region, like this is the migration point which we have reached. When you are in the border crossing point, the immigration, where they are gatekeepers, is here. The negative entities, this is where they have the authorities. It is even written in your holy works, in your holy books. That's why even the Bible clearly says that, hey, the God who is ruling, who is in charge of this planet, the one who was just going up and down, and when he was asked, hey, why are you coming and going? Then he say, I'm from the earth coming up, this and that. So this is the valley of death. And it is the only density when, if you pass this density, if you are if you are a star seed reincarnates in this third density, which if that star seed is of let's say fourth or fifth density, when they come, they reincarnate here for lessons. When they graduate, if they were in fourth density, they are already in 6.5 density. So there is this, our planet has had histories of harvests or histories of shifts. And many people will think that the world was created and now we are shifting, it is the end. No, there have been shifts. People have been harvested, they have been shifted. In what way? Mysterious ways. Because one thing, it is even evident with this. There were these people who were called the Mayans. The Mayans, they were there and they were no longer there. That was the history of the Mayans. They were there and they were no longer there. That race was no longer there. No ancestry of the Mayans exists, nothing of the Mayans, and they were here. So it was said that that time they shifted. Because one thing we have to know is that when let's say a community rises to a vibration of fourth stroke fifth density, they will automatically cease to exist in the third density. Automatically, they will automatically cease, like they will vanish in thin air, because they are above this third density. So harvest has taken place. The shift here has taken place several times, but it was this shift which took place. They were just the harvests were very, very low in numbers, very low. And another thing, they were just like when you see it, the Mayans, they were just one race. It was just like a race, something happening like a regional or some kind of a root race or this or that. But for the first time, for this planet, in this planet, for the first time, people are about to shift as a collective. Initially, the Mayans, whoever, the Aztecs, whoever were there, they did not shift as a collective. That's why they vacated, other people remained. But this time it is a total shift. It It is a total shift. Moving to the third density, moving to the fourth stroke fifth density, negative or positive. And the one thing is that what is making us heavy, not to even some of the people, not to even to perceive the vibrations of fourth density, is our bodies, our vessels, because the reality is that our physical bodies are of second density. Our physical vessels are of second density, which they carry dense and negative energies. These dense bodies of second densities, they can carry a lot of negative emotional energies. This is one of most of the hindrance. Actually, the only thing which is going to prevent people from seeing even the kingdom of God is the negative emotions, nothing else. Nothing else. Because anything you do outward of you, anything you do somewhere else, is because of an emotional trigger within us. So, as we have been told that fourth density is a density of love and unity. What is that love are we giving out? What is that love? Because the whole thing of the shift is about letting your true nature prevail every day. Letting your true nature. What is your true nature? Your true nature is the spirit within you. Your true nature is the Christ within you. Your true nature is the God within you. That true nature which is just behind the physical mind, which gives no judgment, which sees everything as itself. That is the true nature, because the true nature is behind and is not subjected. The physical mind does not give instructions to the spirit, who is the seer. The other time I was talking about consciousness, and I don't know, we were chatting in the group. I think it was in the group when I was saying that there is the seer, and then there is the looker, the one who's doing the looking, and then there is that one which is seen. So the seer, the one that sees, is not controlled by the one that looks. It is in the state of awareness. Even what is being seen does not influence the spirit within, who is the seer, the one doing the seeing. The spirit within is the one doing the seeing. So he is not controlled by the one doing the looking, that is the physical you, neither by the experiences which are going on outside. The spirit is not governed by anything, because it sees everything as itself. It is in the state of awareness. And this is what moving or shifting to the fourth density is. Bringing the trinities of consciousness, the trinity of consciousness, which are the spirit, your body, and the reality, into resonance and into agreement. Resonance and into agreement, like the physical mind to be in resonance with whatever is happening outward of us. Like the spirit, like the physical mind to approach every situation in a neutral state, that I don't want to give this one an identity. I'm approaching it at a neutral state. And therefore, even the situation outside does not pick an identity because it has not been judged. It stays in a neutral state. And then the spirit will be in alignment with that because it works with no judgment. It is not this or that. Everything is itself. It sees everything as God. It sees everything as itself. Fourth density, being your true self, being godly, acting like one. When the Bible says ye are gods, you can never become a god until you start acting like a god. Because first you have to recognize what God is and then act like one. Then you become like a god. Because it takes a god to identify a god. So, being your true self, the one, because last time I said the I, every time we are saying this word I am, what we have been programmed in our religions, in our education, even in our families, is that the I is your identity, your identification by tribe, class, education level, religion. That is what we have been told that the I is. I am a teacher. I am a doctor. I am a Muslim. I am Hindu. And the truth is that within you, there are no two eyes. People, listen to me. Do not be misled by people when they tell you when you use that word I is about your eye. There are two eyes in you. There is no two eyes in anyone. It is only the I. There is only one I in every living person. Only one I. When you say you say something, I am this and that, and when people tell you it's ego, it's not ego, because there is only one I. That's why wherever you direct that one I, it becomes that. Wherever you put after the name, the I am, whatever word you put after these two words, I am, they become your reality. When you say I am a doctor, you are just giving that perspective of a doctor, the presence of the I within you. When you say I am a doctor, you are bringing, like attaching the identity of physicality to the I. There are no two eyes, only one eye per person. Fourth density, coming to the realization of the true nature. True nature is to be natural. To be natural is to be like nature, like plants and animals. Do you know how natural they are? They just are. They just are. They never, at any instance, think of what they are going to eat tomorrow. Think of what they are going to wear tomorrow. Think of how they're going to pay their bills tomorrow. They are natural. Natural. They are natural. And because they are natural, everything is being catered to them. There's no animal which has to work to eat. There's no plant which has to work to live. Becoming the true nature each and every present moment. Your true nature is that one which will guide you. Your true nature will guide you to start experiencing the vibrations of fourth density. And this is how they are going to, that true nature is going to guide you, because this is what your true nature is. It walks without judgment. It is above the physical mind that gives judgment, that this is this and that is that. It's above that. It sees everything as God. It sees everything as itself. So when you are that pure essence which is within you, when you walk by that, knowing that everything is God, everything, living and non-living, everything is God. What comes first, you start respecting everything, even that rug at your doorstep. When you see everything as God, you will love everyone, because when you see everything as God and yourself as God, then there's no separation. You are seeing yourself. Therefore, you have no choice but to love your other self. You won't walk with judgment, any negativity. If we want to walk with love, behold, this is what your true self is. This is what your true self or your true nature is. Behold, I make all things new. This is what your true nature is. Behold, I make all things new. What do I mean by this? I mean that each and every present moment, you must view everything as new. If you are with your spouse and they just go to the sitting room, the next moment they come, you see them as new. Like it's the first time you are meeting them. It's the first time. It's that first day you are falling in love with them. Even your kids, every moment, when they've gone to school, they've come back, see them as new. See them like it's the first time. It's first time you are seeing them. You are meeting them for the first time. Like it's that day they were being born. The first day you are holding them on your hands. Even to our workplaces, every day every morning you go there, you you view it or see it like it's that first day you're being employed in that place. Like everything is new, like everything is new all the time. Everything is new. Everything, you view everything as new. And guess what? People People are taking these things lightly, and this is what happens. Because that statement alone of, behold, I make everything new, is a statement of God. When you see everything as new, when you approach everything as new, like everything you are meeting it for the first time, this is what happens. Everything becomes new. Your marriage becomes new, like you have been married, gotten married today. Relationships with your friends, they are becoming new, because yesterday does not exist. Every moment they are new. What is of the last minute does not exist. Every moment they are new. You no longer have to struggle with unforgiveness, because you don't have anyone to forgive. Every moment to you, everyone is new. You are meeting everyone in your life as new as you are meeting them for the first time. You don't have to forgive, because no one exists. You are meeting everyone for the first time every moment. No one to forgive, no one to hate, no one to judge, because you don't know the past of anyone. You don't know the weakness of anyone. To you, everything is new. Moving to the fourth density. It is a density of oneness. And this oneness has been taught to us even in our holy writings and our holy works, our holy books. They have shown us this, but we have never tried to be like humanity. Don't like wasting energy in thinking too much on irrelevant things. Because today, this is what I think. Today, I was telling someone, was it Sheila or who? I was telling someone, was it today or yesterday, that hey, people say they love God, but this is what humans are. Actually, I was talking to Regina. I think Regina. So I was telling her, people will say they're loving God and they're seeking this God, but this is what humans are. What the things which they love most, they are ready to spend even 24 hours there. For those who like drinking, they will like to be there to drink 24 hours. For those who like to go clubbing, they like it never stops for the whole week. A party, to be a party the whole week. Humanity, whatever they love, they will spend their time there. That's why I was telling her that we say we love God, but no, this work is very hard. We don't love God, because we even taking, like we say, let us take I set aside a 1 hour or 30, not 30 minutes, 5 minutes. In the morning, 5 minutes. In the afternoon, 5 minutes. In the evening, to commune with the spirit within, commune with the universe. We do not have that until we have some few triggers from outside of ourselves. When we see something outside of ourselves, this is how dumb we are. Something outside of ourselves triggers us now to start seeking for God, not knowing that whatever is we are experiencing outward is just something within ourselves. We walk in panic mode, survival mode. We never love God. We never. As humanity, we are trying, we are struggling. We can clap out for ourselves because we are doing a very, very good job. So far, so good. So far, so good for humanity. We never love God, but so far, so good. At least we can pretend. At least we can pretend. At least we can try. Like right now, we are just trying. Our scriptures, our holy books have told us it's all about oneness. And this is what even the disciples themselves asked Jesus. And Master, they asked Jesus, Master, and how shall we pray? And this is what Jesus answered to them. Our Father. This is how you shall pray. Our Father who art in heaven. Forgive us of our sins as we forgive others. Give us, put us, deliver us. The scripture is talking about oneness. It was about us and our daily bread. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us, lead us, deliver us. This is what the vibrations of fourth densities are. What you wish for. And the other time I said in the group, I told people there is a very simple experiment. Unajua, the problem is that humanity are full of ignorance. But the good thing with ignorance is that it's the mother of all fuck-ups. That's the good thing with ignorance. The other time I said in the group, simple, do this thing just for 7 days in pure intent. Do you have something which is like something your heart desires? Now, that thing which you, if you want, there's a favorite car you want for yourself. This is what you do, simple. You want it, wish it to everyone else. Everyone you'll remember, wish them that car, that they have that car. Wish them that they have it first before you. And in that list, put your enemies first. Then go to other people, your other neighbors. But your enemies, those you hate, those you have not forgiven, put them on top of that list. And wish them that they get that which you want. Wish them that they get it first before you get. See what happens. People took it lightly, very lightly. They took it lightly. But I had shared it. I had played my part. It's all about unity, consciousness, about community, about I'm getting into my car, driving to work. How many neighbors I am passing by on my way to work who are walking. Sheila, ask yourself this question. Every time you are driving from your home there, before you reach that junction, how many people are walking? You are passing them. Ask yourself. Even me, I'm asking myself, how many people I am passing that moment every day. Before you eat, before you eat, have you ever, even for one day, made sure that you are in your whole neighborhood, has everyone eaten? You are buying nice shoes for your school for school shoes for your kids and their uniforms. Is your neighbor's children, that neighbor who is not capable, that neighbor who you can just get 1,000 shillings for a shot and a shirt for the kid? Is the kid also having new? It's not easy. This is what nowadays I tell people. It's not easy. This work is not easy because it takes a God to identify a God. Therefore, to act like a God and to become a God. It's not easy. It needs devotion. It needs for us to work upon ourselves. Our bodies themselves, our bodies are second density bodies. What are these emotional energies we are carrying within us? Like right now, if we ask ourselves, there are those people whom we are carrying in our hearts. Let me tell you one thing. This is not a lie. This is not a joke. This is the grander truth. People are carrying everyone inside them, and they are always carrying the people who are closest to us, our own family, our closest friends, those people who are close to us, those people who we know, because we can never carry anyone we don't know. It's not an easy. The shift has started. The shift is ongoing. The split is already there. The planet has already going amorphous stage. It has split. Let me tell you one thing. This is not, I didn't read it from anywhere. It's not written anywhere. It's not because someone else is telling. I'm telling you, there are two planets of Earth right now. The reason why we are not perceiving it, the reason why we cannot see it is that one there is just outside, bigger than our moon. The reason why we cannot see it is because it's waiting for that total shift to occur. The total shift to the fourth density to occur. One thing we have to know is that what shifts, what moves is the whole solar system. What moves is the whole galaxy. Every other cycle, it is in another location in the universe. Our solar system, like our universe, our galaxy is in another location of the universe. At the same time, our solar system is in another location in the galaxy. And then our solar system is in another location in the galaxy, very other location in the galaxy. So everything is shifting. The shift started and people perceived it, some people knew it, others were awakened and they don't know why they were awakened, but it started, the planet started shifting in 2016. 2016, it started shifting to the third, from third to fourth. Now it slowly until December 2020. It is in full fourth and fifth density vibrations. Even our sun shifted. The reason why there is only one thing remaining for the total shift to occur. Everything has shifted except humanity. And this is why when you are told people be grateful to Mother Earth, be grateful, because the grander truth is that Mother Earth has a lot of love, because everything on top of it comes from her. That physical body you are carrying is of matter. That physical body which you are carrying is of matter. Every other materials we are seeing of physicality, they are of matter. They are of material matter. This is where the name Mother comes from. And so, out of the love of Mother Earth, this is what happens. She's like holding on so that more can move, more can rise, more can just rise and rise. The population more is giving time for people to rise in order, because if she makes a move right now, it's going to be a disaster. She's waiting so that her children, she carries her children with her. Her children are us, but us, we have never taken this work seriously. We have never taken this work to be a priority. And this is what I'm telling you. If people knew the urgency of the matter, let me tell you, that Monday morning, they will wake up, lock their bedroom doors. They are up to, maybe now, they're still in their bedrooms, and their bosses from their workplace will call them, and they will tell them, hey, you haven't reported to work today. And they will say this, doing fast things fast. The job is not a priority for me, but I'm working upon myself, and I've given it priority. If people just knew the urgency of the matter, they could wake up early morning and just stop going to work and started working upon themselves. If people knew, but do they know? Yes, they do not know. Is it their fault or not? It is their fault, because they do not want to know. Because to know is what we are here to do. Because lack of knowledge is what humanity perish from. People are not seeking to know thyself, to know the true nature, which is the universe, which is God by itself. We have never taken this as an urgency. That's why we are never even, like right now, when you go and talk to people and tell them, hey, we are in the shift, and they will be like, what are you saying? Are you drunk or what? What is the shift? They will mock you that because we are walking in ignorance, not participating in oneness with whatever is happening outward of us. with our emotions, and with the I within us. We are never in oneness and in unison, in agreement and in accord. Never. If people knew that right now, as I'm telling you, people, let me tell you one thing. When I say the split has already begun, it has begun, people. It has begun because if this is how tricky it is, when you rise in consciousness, those people who do not match your vibration, they are being taken away from your reality. They won't die, but it will be like you'll get disconnected with friends and you never get to meet them again. Like I had a friend, last time I spoke to them, they changed their number, you can no longer. There is already a split. If you are vibrating or you are in higher conscious, you are rising rising up in consciousness, and you are vibrating to the frequencies of fifth and fourth densities. Let me tell you one thing: some people, they lost you long time ago, and they're saying they are telling someone a story. I had a friend. Her name was Sheila. Her name was Susan. Her name was Carol. I met them early last year and I've never heard about them. I lost their number. I cannot even find them. And they will go even to social media and they will seek for you and they shall never find you, although you are there. Why? Because you are not in their reality. Let me tell you, you shall not be found. People take things lightly. We have never taken this work seriously. The shift is real. It is happening. The split is happening. All this chaos we are seeing around here, all this chaos, the war in Ukraine, I don't know, petrol, food prices, this and that, all this chaos are labor pains. These are labor pains, and they are yet to get more painful. The pains we are experiencing, they're just highlights. When I tell people, people get to give it a priority, make it a priority, a practice residing within every moment. We all fall short, but let me tell you one thing: immediately you remember, go back within, speak to the spirit within. Any moment you remember, we have busy schedules, but even if you have 1 second and you remember the Christ within you, that 1 second, even if you don't have anything to talk about with the spirit within, look for a reason to be grateful. This is how we rise to the vibrations of fourth and fifth density. Residing within, knowing that, and walking with the knowing that you are one with the Christ within. People, let's not stop. People, we can be talking about God and the Spirit and this and the Christ and this and that, but if we do not have that firm knowing that we are one with that, we still are nowhere, because we have to walk with the firm knowing. That firm knowing that knows that I am one with the Christ within. That firm knowing that is very firmly grounded to an extent that even in the times of trouble, you don't even need to call upon the Christ within you, know it will take forth without even you calling upon it, because you are always walking with the knowing and always one with it. When you don't have a list of demands, what you do, you look for a reason. When you remember that there is the Spirit within me, there is God within me, you have nothing to say about, you are busy, just look for a reason. Thank you. Be grateful for any stupid thing. Just being grateful. Because of no reason, just being grateful. You could be very busy doing your work and just you remember the Spirit within and just go deep within and say, Christ within me, God within me. Thank you for this job. Thank you for this place. Thank you for this television. Thank you for this phone. Thank you for this mobile phone. Thank you for my feet. Thank you for my hair. Look for any reason, for anything to be grateful for. Because it is only in gratitude where one acknowledges this Christ within. It's only in gratitude where more is added unto. Immediately you get anything. Immediately, even if someone sends you 100 MBs of data, it's a small thing. Someone shows you the way and just you ask direction, someone sending you, showing you the way, and you going, residing back within, and thank you, the universe, thank you, the Christ within for that. All small things for food, even after your breakfast, after everything, even after getting out your car, you just thank the Spirit and the universe. Thank you for this car. In your house, when you sleep, you just thank God for the things which you have. This is what happens. The more you are grateful for everything which you get, the more you become grateful. This is what happens. And it is not a doctrine. It's not written in a scientific journal. This is what happens. It does not need anyone belief, because either someone believes it or not. It works as intended. Any moment you are grateful for every little thing, God looks for more things to give to you, to be grateful. More things. Immediately you are grateful, God brings you more good things for you to be grateful for you to glorify. Glorifying God is not praising the name. Glorifying God is being grateful for even the little that He gives you, for every breath of air. Knowing that this breath is life, I'm grateful. Gratitude is another aspect of thought density. If you are walking with ungratefulness, you have to go back to the drawing board, like you have to go back faster, because there is no more time. There is time. I think when they say the kingdom is at hand, it means it is very near than your own hands, people. I'm telling you this. This generation, This generation, this generation shall never pass. Trust me. This one I can assure you, I don't want anyone to believe. By the way, this whatever we are sharing here, they are all insights. People, I'm reminding you this. Whatever we are sharing here, they are all insights. And whatever you will read in anywhere, even in spiritual books, in religious books, in anything of physicality, they are just insights. True answers are within yourself. True answers are within yourselves. Guys, they are all insights. When something is shared, if it does not resonate with you, drop it like it's hot. Drop it. Pick what resonates with you. But this is what I tell you. It is my perspective. It's an insight. This generation shall never pass. This generation. We are experiencing this shit. This generation is experiencing the shift. Live and direct. We will experience it. The time and the hour is unknown, but one thing we have to know is that it is started and it's going to be like this, like a flash, like this. Pop is going to be like a flash. It will be like the times of Noah when people were busy merrymaking. Others were going on their happy times on the beaches. Whether will be going in the happy times at the beaches, others at the disco clubs and the bars. People are just, others are watching their soap operas in the television, as the same as it was in the time of Noah. It shall be like that. That moment you never expects. Like a thief at night. We are there. We are already there. This is one thing. The one thing we have to know is that this humanity has been stagnated. Humanity has been stagnated somewhere in our past. We had been stagnated. We were supposed to have already shifted by now. There was a stagnation. It's a long history. It's another topic for another day. And this stagnation now, whoever is accelerating the ascension, you can call them angelic beings, you can call them higher beings. Whoever they're accelerating, it is very intense and people do not know it. One thing, if you don't believe that we are already in the energies of fourth density vibration, the Ukrainian war, let me tell you, no one is giving attention to it. No one. It's not like the times of the old energies. Not as of the times of the old energies where there was the Iraq war and it will be everywhere. Even the little kids, when you ask them, they will know Saddam Hussein. They will know Bush. Small kids. Bush, Saddam Hussein. It was old energies. This is the new energy. They are doing all the shit there. No one is giving attention. No one. People are busy and people are just saying it that hey, this is a distraction. You guys will know you. There is something you are doing behind this. So if we don't want to give attention to that, people are saying that. It's because of the energies, the current energies in the planet, the fourth density energies. And people will not be aware of that. Know thyself. This is the secret to move through these gates. to move through these gates, through the gatekeepers. I wish you guys you could go and read the Amarid Tablet of Thoth when he wanted to pass the gatekeepers. To pass through them is not easy until you know thyself, because man has to know the grander truth of who he is. Man is not that physical vessel that you see you are. Man is an angelic being. Man is an angelic being. Let me tell you one secret about what man is. We could have aliens, or we could have aliens who are advanced, and we can see them with motherships. We can motherships bigger than the earth. Let me tell you one thing. This is the grander truth. It's technology. But let me tell you one thing. They are not evolved more than us people. This one, take it or leave it. It is like that. There are beings outside there who are using spacecrafts and everything, but they are never evolved spiritual than this stage which we are right now of confusion. There are beings and they are with spacecraft, but they have not even reached that stage. Their evolution came out of technology. People, let me tell you one thing which many people do not know. There are beings who evolved technologically, and they shifted technologically to a higher density, but technologically it is very possible. Very possible. So they are here flying with their spacecrafts, but many of them are not. Many of them in the galaxy are not evolved, like many of them are not evolved to this state which man has reached. That's why the place right now, the planet is overcrowded. The planet is overcrowded. Don't be people. Let no one tell you that there is not plenty of resources for everyone. There is it is overpopulated. It was because of the shift. The place became overpopulated because of the shift. Many souls came from fifth density, others came from fourth density. They wanted to reincarnate here to participate in the shift, so that after this, they shift to higher densities, to 6.5 densities, to 7th density. This is what they do. This is why the planet became overpopulated. And this is the only race the only planet which has free will, which has emotions. Only. We are angelic beings. In our fourth density, fifth density, we are going to learn more. Is learning more about guardianship of the galaxy. We are the chosen guardians of the galaxy. So therefore, for the chosen ones to graduate, there is a tough war. There is a tough job to be done, because a lot of work has to be done, because this third density is where they've placed the gates, and those gates have very narrow paths, very hard to pass through. You only pass through there when you have transcended the vibration of this previous density which we are about to shift. I want us to interact, to ask questions, as more questions are being asked, we pick from there. Questions. questions?
Just to add on, because this is why I was saying that me, I'm just happy because nimekuwa I've seen strange things happen in this realm, and I'm more interested to hear from other people, other people's experiences of weird paranormal activity. Maybe one I can share with you guys is there's this time I saw an orb of light, and it stayed like 2 kilometers up the sky. Yeah? And that day, I did not even take photos. I was just, I think I was in shock of what I was seeing. So I don't know, maybe you guys can also share what you've seen somewhere, things that you know, even if you tell people it will be weird. That would make this interesting.
Another one. Sheila, your input, comment, question. Sheila, you there?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll just have nothing much, but thank you for sharing.
Yes. Susan Kavilu. Questions? Susan Kavilu.
Hey, Salim, I'm here.
Do you have a question?
I really don't have a question. I joined when the meeting was on, so I'm glad to be here, though. If I have a question, I'll ask it maybe later.
Okay, no worries. Thank you.
Yeah.
Mugecha wa Kiunyu. Mugecha. Maybe an input, comment, observation, question. Mugecha. Regina, do you have a comment, question? Do you have a question? Anyone? Or we continue? I guess we got to continue. And it's all about the shift. Maybe we talk on we expound more on how to tap into the vibrations, or to tap into these frequencies of fourth densities, or how can on the ways on how we can work upon ourselves. I think we have to expound on that, so that at least we have to understand different aspects which will help us know on the way forward. And I would like number one to say that there are things like there are spiritual, I can say there are spiritual practices which can raise us even to the level of can raise us to the fourth and fifth density vibrations. Among them are like meditation, doing yoga, and one thing, doing yoga and prayers. And prayers, prayers is, by the way, prayer is not going to go with the list of demands. This is not prayer. Prayer is supposed to be a communion with the spirit, or communion with God. Communion comes from the word communication. That should be like a dialogue, talking. Like it can be to and fro with the spirit within, with God. So number one is meditation, doing yoga and prayers and other spiritual practices. And this is where the problem is, actually. One thing. This is where, number one, the problem is. The problem here comes in as we are now in spirituality. We have awoken. How do we pray? Whom do we pray to? Where do we direct our energy, our prayer energies? How do we commune with that spirit within, or with that I within? This is the trickiest question and the trickiest part, which we have to address first. Because one thing, like when we say meditation, actually meditation is it is supposed to be a state of nothingness. This is what meditation is, a state of nothingness. And actually, meditation itself even is not supposed to be a state. It's just being. Meditation is just being. It cannot be a state. And it is becoming a tricky thing for many people to meditate, because when they go into meditation, they want to do something. You are in meditation, you want to do something, and this something is what? You want to prevent your thoughts. Immediately you are preventing something, you are doing something. Immediately you are preventing your thoughts in meditation, you are not meditating. Meditation is just being in awareness. Just being, not this, neither that. Not defined. Just being in that state which is not defined by anything you have ever known since you came to this world, which is not defined by anything you have ever known in this world. State of just being. Being, not even anticipating the euphoria or those sensations, nothing, just being, not getting attached to anything, even the sensations of the body, not getting just being. That is the state of which God is, because initially we said God is in the state of being. The universe came to being. It's a being. The universe came to being. It's a being. Everything is within the universe. Nothing exists outside the universe. So wherever God is in the state of being. State of being, not being that, not being this. In awareness. Be still and know that I am God. This is the grander reason behind this verse. Just be still and know. The know. Be still and know. Just know. Know what that, just know that being. You are in state of being. Eh? We said you just be in the state of being. Just know that being. Don't give it an identity. Either it's a state or what, just know. Like you are just being, and You know. What do you know? You know, because it is infinite. Immediately you put a label after what you know, you have limited it. So you just know, because it is ever knowing. So it is a state of, that state of ever knowing is just know. Be still and just know. It is a very powerful state. If you get into that state, you become one. You become one with everything, and it takes practice. And this is how you shall pray. Go to your closet, close your windows and your doors, then pray in silence. In silence, close your windows and your doors. You closing all identities of physicality about you, all identities you have given to the I. The attaching from all the identities you have given to the I within you. I am a doctor. I am a millionaire. I am a Christian. I am a Muslim. All the identities, dropping all the identities you have given to the I and remaining with the I. People, I told you there is only one I within you. Immediately you drop all the identities you have given to it, you become one with that. That is closing the windows and the doors, as the Bible says. Residing within, because Jesus, that moment when he was in the temple, inside within the temple with the magnitude. Do you know what? The external identities, the outside identities, his mother, his father, and his brother were waiting for him, calling him outside, wanting to speak with him. Do you know where Jesus was? He was inside within the temple. One. Her mother outside the temple. They didn't even come in. The external identities can never come in. His mother, his father, and his brother waited for him outside, wanting to speak to him. Waited for him outside the temple, people. Outside the temple, they waited. Because when you become one with that, you detach all the identities you have given yourself. You have given to the I within you that I am this religion, I am this gender, I am that tribe, I am this nationality, I am this tribe, and that. Those are just identities you have given to the I am in you, the I within you. The physical identities for your survival purposes, not for your eternal purposes, for your survival purposes in physicality. You detach from that and becoming one with that. Closing all the windows. This is what meditation is. This is what prayers in. When you want to direct the prayer, just Call the Christ within you, that which does the breathing. People, that which does the breathing is not you. No one breathes consciously. No one. No one just take time, okay, now, let me breathe. Hey, no one. No one does the digestion. Like I have eaten, now let me digest the food. People, there is an infinite intelligence within you, which is the Spirit of God, and which is God by itself. Because God split himself into many, but without losing that pure essence of oneness, which is love. Calling upon the Christ within, this is very powerful, people. It doesn't need even you doing meditation. Just feel, just be there, and just like I shared last time, when you want to connect with the Spirit within, you want to grab its hand, like the persistence of little children, because this is the greatest secret, that not unless you become like the little children, you shall never even see the kingdom of God passing by. You have to be persistent. Like what you want, you must get. And this is how you get to grab. The same way you are kid, they just following and grabbing your clothes. You grab that garment of the Spirit. This is what you do. Just take your silent place, be there, present with yourself, and take over the breathing. I told you, people, when you are doing what does the breathing within you is not you. No one breathes consciously. No one breathes consciously. So when you take over that breathing in and out, you take it over. You take it over from the Spirit within you. Now you regulate it like 2 minutes, 2 seconds in, 2 seconds out, and you play with it, increasing the timings. Then the spirits leave it over to you, but at the same time, it is also there, because immediately it leaves that you are no longer there. So it is all with you. It is there also participating with you. Now you get to grasp that life itself, the pure essence, just from the breath, and focusing only on the breath, and calling upon the Spirit of God within, and calling upon the Christ within. When you are in that breath and just being in the state of gratitude, just being grateful for everything or for nothing, just being grateful. If you have nothing to be grateful for, you just say, thank you, Christ within, and take it with that rhythm of the breath. Thank you, the Christ within. Thank you, and feel that. See the changes, feel the vibration. It picks on there and there because you have taken over. You have taken over. When you take that mantle from the Spirit, like that moment a father is repairing his motorcycle and the kid is there also holding a spanner on the other hand, that joy the father has towards the kid, the child, that is pure. That moment when is you as a mother, you're just there washing the utensils, and there's that young baby comes there, and it also takes part, like is helping you. It's a small baby, like of 6 years, 5 years, or 4 years, and it's there washing with you. That sensation, that energy, that vibration, that emotion, that which you feel when you see them do that, that is that pure essence of God. It is the same pure essence of God that a mother displays. The same with that, when that a mother displays, that moment you have given birth and you passed out, and when you open your eyes, they have put that baby next to you, and it's the first time. It's the first time you are holding it. You are seeing it for the first time. That is the purest and the unconditional love of God. And another one is that one, that first time, that first day you fall in love with that first one, your loved one, the first day. Yani that first minute, that now this is love, that first minute, that first day. That is pure unconditional love. That love that is just there, expecting nothing. No, when you for the first time you are falling in love with someone, let me tell you, you are loving them. They could be millionaires, but you are not. That moment is not about the millions. You expect, there's no expectation there. It's love, the pure essence, and that is what God is. There are instances where we act godly unconsciously without our knowledge. Many, I can mention many. I can mention many instances that we tap to those higher frequencies unconsciously. Unconsciously. Among examples are among those which I've given. So, man, knowing thyself, who you are, the I, which you have given different identities. I say there is only one I. There are no two eyes. Like I have the greater I in me. In fact, let me tell you one thing. There is no greater I or lower I. The high has no greater, has no lower. The I is just is. Let me tell you one thing. The only alphabet letter which has no shape is letter I. Which has no shape. It's just something aligned. Is letter I. It has no form, neither shape. There's no greater I. Immediately, when any moment you are proclaiming anything with the word I, people, any moment you are proclaiming anything by preceding the word I, you are giving the energy of the I within to that which you are proclaiming. People, ye are gods. Don't fool around. Anything you put after the I am, you are giving it the creator's energy. People, don't say there is a greater I within me. Let me tell you. That the same one that when you mess up, then you tell yourself, sometimes, I know sometimes I'm stupid. You are giving that energy of that title to the greater I. And sometimes, and most of the times, you will be stupid. I'm always having a problem with my back. It is already yours because I am always, will always be there, giving you it always. So that experience that there's only one I. When you disconnect to the identities that you have given to it, then you experience the pure I, which lacks no identity, which walks with no judgment, which is not this or that, which sees everything as itself, which sees everything as God. Meditation and prayer, that is one thing. We have to, one point, and not unless you know the I, you can pray and you can meditate. Not unless you know the Christ, you can not meditate, not unless you know what the Christ is. If you cannot see the Christ in another person, let me tell you, you have denied the Christ. If you cannot see the Christ in another person, you have denied the Christ. And this is the greatest hindrance, because we have to see the Christ even in our enemies. We have to see the Christ in that. That's why that time when Christ will come openly, he will say, I do not know you. Why? Because the same way they did not recognize, the same way they did not recognize Elijah in John the Baptist, the same way they are not recognizing the Son of Man since he came. They have not recognized the Son of Man since he came. What are they doing? They are waiting for the Son of Man. They are waiting for the Son of Man, not knowing that the Son of Man was, is, and shall. The Son of Man never left. He even never left. The reason why we think that he left is that we are seeking the living among the dead. We are seeking the living Christ in the dead Jesus, in the physical Jesus who walked in the physicality, and when he ceased to be in physicality, we thought he left, while the Christ was and is and shall. It was the word that was with God and which is God and which manifested into this material, into matter, into this reality. Everything is God, not unless you can see God in everything. You cannot pray unless you can see God in everything, people in everything in the universe, everything as God. Then you become one with the Father, because that is what the Father is. It sees everything as itself. It sees everything as God. It sees everything as godly, because everything came from God. I create the good, and I create the darkness, and I create the light. I bring the good and I bring the evil. I, the Lord God, does them all. The Spirit within sees everything as God, as godly, as itself. because behind light and darkness is love. Behind light and darkness is love. That love sees everything as love. In the beginning, there was love. And this love is what said, let there be light. And there was light. And darkness came just out of the state of forgetfulness. That there's a state of forgetfulness which presented itself in the light. That's why darkness came forth. It was not created. Love only proclaimed, let there be light. There was nowhere where it is said that, and it was said, let there be darkness. Darkness is a state of forgetfulness. It has no energy by itself. It is passive. Darkness is only just but absence of light. So the state of forgetfulness, the state of light in forgetfulness, and light itself in awakened state. That is light and darkness. So the love behind them sees all as itself, sees all as godly. This is how deep we are supposed to be. That is in the side of prayer. That is how we accelerate ourselves. It's not moving to the fourth dimension. We have to accelerate ourselves because time is no more. Number two, we have to walk with love. This is very important. Walking with love, and it goes hand in hand with a lot of things which I have spoken in the first point. Walking with love. How do you walk with love? See everything as God, period. See everything, as I said initially, see everything as new. As every moment you walk with that statement, the godly statement, behold, I make all things new. Behold, I make all things new. All things new. Behold. And this one, making is a continuous process because the universe is a continuous process of evolution and creation. This making things new is a continuous thing. Every moment, everything is new to you. Your husband is new, your spouse is new, your friends are new, your kids are new, your workplace is new, everyone is new. When you walk with the godly, knowing that you make everything new and you proclaim that and you make it a practice, when everything is new, you have nothing, you have no one to forgive, you have no one to hate. You do not have to practice walking in love. You do not have to practice walking in love. People, in capital letters, you will not have to practice walking in love when you see everything as new. Because that is a godly aspect. God sees everything as new, does not remember even, immediately he sees you, he forgets your past sins. He sees you as new. It's a godly aspect, seeing everything as new. It's a godly aspect. You will never even have to think, oh, how am I going to? You will never even think because you will be in a godly state. Everyone is new. They don't have a past history. You don't know their weakness. You cannot judge them. Every moment, everything is new. And you become that state, which is state of love. You do not practice to love people. We are going even to YouTube, how to love, unconditional love, how to walk with uncompassionate love. Google search. We are buying books of how to love. We are seeking external information on how to be our true, pure essence and nature. Outward. To seek guidance, to be our true, to be yourself, like you are seeking instructions on how to be yourself. This is how dumb we are. So, number 2 is walking with love, unconditional love. Unconditional love is that love that expects nothing in return. When you love your spouse, hey, do not expect them to love. Do not love them and sit there, expect them to love you back. Stop putting expectations. Expectations, you can put expectations when you come to the full and one state of in oneness with God. I don't know how long it's going to be that everything becomes one with God. When you reach that state, then have expectations, because expectations is a godly aspect. Because whatever you expect always runs away from you. So it is a godly aspect which you need first to learn. If you want to have expectations, then be one with everything. Because this is what God did. He created, God was alone. God was one, alone. He was one. But to experience oneness, that oneness comes out of communion. When two or more, to experience oneness, there is supposed to be a communion between one of your kind. And so, because God wanted to experience oneness, He created man in the image of His likeness, with an expectation that He can have communion with man. And this is what happened. Immediately He created man, man started running away from Him. I said it last time. But man cannot run away from God because he is one with God. God resides within them, one with Him, expressing Himself through Him as Himself. Therefore, he is running from himself. It's a godly aspect. Unconditional love expects nothing in return. It has no expectations at all. Because immediately you put expectations on your husband, you will be disappointed. You put expectations in your job, disappointment. Immediately it comes forth, expectations, disappointments start dancing around. This is a physical reality of duality. People, everything goes in pairs. Wake up. You have to wake up. Everything goes in pairs. Immediately you bring expectations, disappointments have to dance around it. Everything come in pairs in this density. Anything which you pull forth, the opposite is always near there. So it needs unconditional love needs nothing in return. It's just there in the state of being. Compassionate love, compassionate love. Compassionate love is that love which comes out of passion, like doing like even that moment. Actually, the point number 3 itself is point of, if you want to write, point number 3 is doing or participating in the reality with, depending on your passion. Like every moment, do what is your passion. Do what is your passion. And what is your passion? Your passion is that thing which, even if no one tells you to do it, you will do it. That is your passion. The reason why it is your passion, it is aligned to the spirit and the soul within. That's why you can do it, even without someone telling you. Passion is because the passion comes from the alignment. That's why you are told to have compassionate love. That love which is aligned. That is point number 3. Doing what is of your passion every moment, being in the flow. Let me tell you, everyone has got a passion to be in the flow, in the state of being. Like I don't want to disturb my brain. I just want to be in the state of being relaxed. Just be in the flow. That is point number 3 on how we are going to accelerate ourselves. Point number 4, gratitude. This gratitude, I'm repeating again, gratitude, people, gratitude, being grateful. Gratitude does not mean that you are being, it's because of something you have to be gratitude. You have to be grateful because of, you can just be grateful for the universe. Just being grateful because of nothing, because you are breathing in. You don't have to have thousands and millions of shillings in your account to be grateful, people. Gratitude is very, very important. It raises people to highest vibrations, and it raises your highest level of consciousness. Because gratitude, being in the state of gratitude, is becoming into agreement and accord with the universe. When you are in the state of gratitude, it is a state of becoming into agreement. This is in capital letter, into agreement, a written agreement, and accord with the universe. Gratitude means that, yes, this is of God and is godly. This is of God and is godly. Thank you. This is a negative situation. There is a lesson learned from it. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, universe, for it. Thank you for the lessons. This is a negative person, but I am grateful, Spirit, for you. I see God in this person. I see light in this person. I am grateful for this person. What I see God. I am grateful for this person. State of gratitude is another state of seeing everything as God. is the state of spirit seeing everything as itself. Is the state of God within us seeing that everything is godly. Gratitude. It's not because you got this and you got this, you got a car, you are grateful. But when the car burnt down, there's no gratitude anymore. You immediately you do that, you have denied the divine. You have separated from the divine. If you can give thanks because of a new car, and you cannot give thanks because your plantation burnt down, you have denied God, because everything is God. That's why God says, come to me with thanksgiving. And in every situation, clearly indicated, in every situation, either good or bad, give thanks to God. Because everything is God and is of God and is godly. When you give gratitude because of something bad is happening, you are in a negative situation, you seek the lessons out of them, you claim the divine in that negative situation, become grateful for those lessons, claim the divine, claim the love behind that darkness, the divine rises up. Because behind that is love. When you claim it, it comes forth. It arises above that negative situation. You're becoming grateful. And when it rises, everything changes. And you say, if it was not for this situation, I could have not gotten this millions of shillings. And that is why the Bible says everything works out for the highest good for those who believe in God. Do you know why the reason they work for the highest good? Do you know why everything works out for the highest good? It's because everything is God. When you claim the divine out of that, when you claim the love out of that darkness, when you seek the divine in that negative situation, when you are grateful and acknowledging that this is of God too, and I am grateful for this to God. Don't remove this cup, but give me the strength so that I learn the lessons. I said through this and learn the lessons. Yes, that was point number 4. Point number 5. Point number 5. Connecting to nature. Connecting to nature. This is one question, one thing we have been avoiding. Have we connected, or are we connecting to nature? Are we taking time to ground ourselves? Because one thing we have to know, I'm telling you guys, Earth, Mother Earth is a living entity. It has consciousness. Mother Earth is a living entity. People, don't think you are growing here and you are growing your body. You grew from a toddler to being a monster. because you just grew. Let me tell you, it's everything which you consumed from Mother Earth. Everything, the air, water, and everything, minerals and everything. She is a living entity. When you are told to connect with nature, it is meant so. People, Mother Earth is now in a very different vibration when we can just take time, even in the evening. That parking area of you, the parking area of your car, just in front of your car with your chair there, moving your shoes, grounding yourself, and just being there and connecting to your real self, connecting within, grounded and feeling the energies. You feel that, and this is what you can do, like something practically, like you call upon Mother Earth to fill you with the energies of love. You just call it from within. That I'm connecting to Mother Earth, and I ask Mother Earth to touch me with that love and see what happens. You will experience things. You will experience like a release in tension, stress, and healings. This is when the healing starts. Many people have taken this grounding thing to be something literally, something just a hearsay. Like when they hear just people say, when you ground yourself, you get healed. Like they think it's just something which our intellectual mind, what we think, like something written by someone of school, which we have to learn, and which the grander truth is that grounding, I have witnessed myself. I have seen people getting healed. I have seen people getting healed, witnessing by my own eyes. Once there's a friend who was having some boils on his legs, and these small boils every day starts here, another one starts here. They were there for like 4 years. They never stopped. He used all forms of antibiotics. He has been told to use all forms of herbs. He has been prayed over, and he had reached a point they even went to take samples for cancer, and these things were growing and this and that. And that day he came and visited me at the office, and he was giving himself hope that nowadays they are drying up, but they're starting, but they dry up quickly. Then I told him, my brother, listen, early morning sun, evening setting sun, get grounding, get a chair, ground yourself, then let us see what happens. And he started immediately the same day, and he came the 9th day, not even he came the 9th day, and he was wearing a shirt which he stopped wearing 5 years ago, and he was telling me, look and see. They had literally dried in 7 days, literally dried, and nothing, not another extra sprang up. Healing. He got his healing just grounding himself. When you connect to earth, it drains all of your toxins within you. It does the detoxification. It balances your magnetic fields. you receive healing. People have received healing of allergies. Those ones who have allergies, they just get received healings that first day, doing grounding, evening sun, allergies gone, history, never to repeat itself. This is what happens. Yes. Questions? Questions?